Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live 10 at 10.
It would be the same as amputating your last knuckle on every toe.
Many people declaw their pets, but some experts and advocates consider it to be animal cruelty. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us.
A Fargo apartment tenant blew the whistle, saying that Goldmark management forced their furry friend to be declawed in order to stay there. Valley News Team's Christina Craig has her story.
I didn't want to do it, but that's what they said you had to do.
Meet Petey, Jamie McDowell's four-legged family member. He was declawed 5 years ago because of this piece of paper.
But that's the prerequisite, and they also need proof from the vet. Want some benefits?
Otherwise, if McDowell said no, she would have been out on the hunt for a new place to live.
It's hard enough to find an apartment, you know, that will accept a cat.
Making Briar Point Apartments their home, Petey went under the knife, and now
he bites. He bites.
Their first defense is their claws, and once you take their first defense away, their second defense is their teeth.
Experts say it's all too common for cats to become nippers after surgery, where doctors remove the third joint of the toe, and they compare the procedure to amputating each knuckle.
We have seen cats that have been declawed so poorly that there's been bone fragments left inside the toes.
Arthritis and spinal problems can follow. I reached out to Goldmark 3 times for a comment.
Goldmark, how may I direct your call? He is in a meeting. Would you like his voicemail? Please leave a message at the tone.
The call was never returned. And as for McDowell, she wants to see the decline requirement lifted, saying it's animal cruelty.
California has outlawed it, Rhode Island has, and other states are working on it.
And she's hoping North Dakota follows. In Fargo, Christina Craig, Valley News Live.
Now, she added that declawing cats can actually cause just as much damage, if not more, to a home as clawed cats. It's all about training. Now, if you're interested in learning more on this procedure, visit our website, valleynewslive.com. And if you need help uncovering any issue or fraud or anything in your community, call our whistleblower hotline and we'll do our best to get to the bottom of it. Call 701-237-6576. Leave your tip and a member of our investigative team will get on the case and go to work exposing the truth.
Investigators say the driver of an SUV involved in a fatal crash this morning was swerving in and out of traffic before it happened. West Fargo Police Chief Mike Wrighton told me tonight that witnesses told them that what they saw just before the crash was the SUV crossing a median near Main Avenue and 5th Street East. The SUV was struck by at least one car, and when it was over, 3 vehicles were damaged. Killed in the crash was 50-year-old Barampama Ida of West Fargo, a passenger in the SUV. Seriously injured was the driver, 53-year-old Rawasa Elias. 4 other people in the other 2 cars were not hurt. Now the North Dakota Highway Patrol is reconstructing the crash scene. Chief Wrighton says results could be back in a week or 2. An unfortunate accident at the West Acres Mall tonight. Someone running a piece of snow removal equipment backed into a door at the shopping center. Left quite a mess along the south side of the entrance to the Roger Maris wing. No one was injured.
It's been almost 4 months since NDSU student Tom Pearson disappeared and died. Pearson was a freshman student there, and he was last seen in North Fargo. He was found days later dead in Larry's RV sales in Moorhead. Many of you continue to ask, where does the investigation stand and why is it taking so long? Well, Moorhead Police Lieutenant Tori Jacobson said this is an extensive investigation that stretches out a lot of our area.
We recognize that serious crimes aren't always solved quick, but we do feel that time's on our side. We recognize that someone's responsible for this.
Jacobson says that the autopsy for Pearson's still incomplete, but that's not slowing down their investigation.
A House committee is recommending passage of a bill requiring North Dakota high school students pass a U.S. Civics Test to graduate. It's the same test that people wanting to become U.S. citizens have to pass. Supporters say it's important that students be more aware of our country's history and how our government works.
Will a test alone ensure that our students become active, engaged citizens who vote, happily show up for jury duty, or run for an elected office? No, a test alone probably won't. But what this bill will do is let our students know that we as a state understand that civics knowledge is just as important as math, English, and science.
The bill passed the committee today. It moves to the House floor for consideration.
There was a tragedy at the tracks, but a community is determined to heal. Families hosted a fundraiser today to help the victims and the families of the recent Larimore train school bus crash, covering some of their medical expenses. Valley News Team's Peter Declawed visited the Pizza Ranch in Grand Forks, showing us what the mood was like.
It was a feeling of cheerfulness in a time of sorrow.
Yes, very exciting. You know, we were dealing with a lot of sadness through this time, and now to be able to come together like this and see this outpouring of support, it's a nice relief from everything else we've been dealing with.
As hundreds poured out to show support to the families of the Larimore victims. Not an empty seat in the restaurant, and support wasn't just felt from inside, it came through in different ways. Organizations that could not make the event found a way to help out as orders filled the kitchen and boxes poured out.
They ended up ordering about 45 pizzas today, and another church here in town ordered another 30, and another church ordered another 30. So really, you know, you've got a lot of people that really love and want to support others any way possible.
Some donated cash, others their time, taking a break from their busy schedule.
I think it's just important for them to realize that, you know, we're all thinking about them, and you know, we're several miles from them, but you know, they're still in our thoughts.
A community determined to lend a hand. They say coming together like this is another step in the healing process. In Grand Forks, Peter Declawed, Valley News Live.
Now, 20% of the proceeds will go to the victims' families. But if you couldn't make it tonight, there is another chance. Another fundraiser is Saturday, January 24th at the Larimore American Legion. It's going to be a live auction, and they're taking donations for that auction at Bremer Bank, Citizens Community Credit Union in Larimore, and the Grand Forks Sam's Club. You can also make monetary donations at Bremer and Citizen Banks in care of Larimore Strong.
A suspect was killed in a shooting involving a police officer, and 2 St. Paul police officers are now on standard paid leave. It happened a little after 2 this morning when a woman at an apartment complex reported to police that her life was being threatened. Investigators say multiple shots were fired. Police say a gun has been recovered at the scene, but it remains unclear at this time if it was connected to that incident. Some new legislative bills in North Dakota may impact the way you spend your time outdoors. Tracking a wide range of bills can be cumbersome, but we made it easier for you. State Game and Fish Department has a list of outdoor-related bills and summaries of those bills. We posted a link on valleynewslive.com. You can go there and click on the hot button. A warning tonight for those who love to ice fish on Devil's Lake. Shifting ice has created gaps as wide as 3 feet. Those gaps are quickly hidden by a thin covering of ice and drifting snow. Guides from Woodland Resort have already put the front wheels of 3 trucks into the water.
Please feel free to still come out and fish. It's going to be a wonderful weekend, but just stay away from these pressure ridges.
And it's expected that those problems with pressure ridges could get worse as the temperature rises, and hundreds of fishermen head to Devil's Lake this weekend. If you'd like more information on the ice conditions, go to our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on this story.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with no wait weather.
Well, the water is usually flowing, but look at this. It's a frozen Minnehaha Falls in Minneapolis. The falls become a frozen wonderland in these very cold temperatures of January. It looks a little scary, but very beautiful, too.
Oh, yeah, we've seen a lot of ice around here lately, and one of the things that takes place when we get so cold at the ground for so long, we get a little moist or warmer air blowing over the top, and then it frosts right up and becomes slippery.
So take it easy.
Yeah, and now we have a fresh layer of light snow across the valley as well. Latest look at what's going on right now. Temperatures out to the west are near 30 degrees in Bismarck. Look at the Devil's Lake Basin and the James River Valley, also in the upper 20s. Oh, it's 19 in Wadena, but we do have a band of snow working its way through. This is a warm front pushing its way through the region. Warmer air pushing in behind it. Kicked off some flurries of snow, very large flakes, put about 7/10 of an inch on the ground in and around the FM area this evening, and isolated places could have seen as much as 2 inches of snow tonight. But behind it, there were areas and reports of freezing drizzle and freezing rain. So certainly southeastern North Dakota and Lakes Country have a nice coating of very slippery conditions on the roads. This is heading right down Interstate 94, moving in towards St. Cloud right now. A few remnant light flurries showing up in central portion of Ottertail County, heading in on the Battle Lake area and not far from Dead Lake. Just a little bit of light snow showing up not far from New York Mills on Highway 10. Taking a look at winds, it's generally around 5 to 15 miles per hour from the south and southwest. And that's that warm direction. Those south winds bringing in the warmer air. Right now, out at Hector International Airport, 24. Feels like 13 with that wind chill thanks to those south winds at about 10 miles per hour. Grand Forks, a quiet night, a light wind. It's under 10 miles per hour at this hour, and it is 26 degrees. Yes, it's above. And hardly any wind chills to be concerned about for most areas this evening. All right, behind me is the band of snow. It will continue to push off to the east, and behind it, the warm air builds in. So overnight, we won't see huge changes in temperatures. We're going to remain in the upper teens and low 20s for most locations to start out our Thursday morning. Looks like temperatures with regards to the wind chill could be as cold as 10 degrees above to 15. So bundle up the bus riders. But boy, everybody heading outside is going to notice that milder air. Cloudy skies again. Notice a little blue blips here and there. Hit or miss flurries of snow as we go through the midday hours, as temperatures will rise to near 30 degrees and maybe even a skosh above that out in our southern and western counties near Jamestown, Ellendale, and Lemoore. 18 to 19 up in Roseau and Badette. All in all, conditions tomorrow pretty lovely with 10, 15 mile per hour winds from the west or northwest. And in the afternoon, many of us will say we hit 30 to close to 32 degrees possible at a couple spots. Out in Lakes Country, a pleasant day in the 20s. All in all, things look to be shaping up quite nice for the close of our work week. Here's a look at your hometown forecast. It does look like temperatures at 5 o'clock will be in the upper 20s for Oaks, 30 degrees in Breckenridge, Wahpeton, and Fargo-Moorhead, Sisseton, 29. Lakes Country, a lot of 20s out there to near 30 degrees. Wind, just a little bit. Watch out for those slippery roads as you're driving around the region through your day. A few teens in north portions of Minnesota out there for afternoon temperatures, 28 rather in Mackville, and 30 in Cooperstown. All in all, pretty nice Thursday. So we thaw out a little bit this January, and it looks like we'll be above freezing in Fargo-Moorhead for a fantastic and fabulous Friday, a flake-free forecast. Now, the weekend shows that we'll have a chance for some flakes. Again, slippery roads, temperatures above freezing. We cool off with north winds on Sunday, but 26 is not bad.
Yes.
Nice.
We're okay with that.
Good.
Being said, still to come tonight, how Facebook might know you even better than your own family.
But first, how a basketball player's big heart makes up for her little stature.